Say, brother.
Whoa. You think there's life after death? I think the concept of how we think of death is not real.
So you don't think death real? So how you explain people dying?
I don't think people actually die. I think the body decays, but the actual being that you are is not the body. You are the soul living within the body, so your soul transcends. It's like another path you go down.
So life is constant. And since life is constant, there's no death. We think of death because we think of the body as us, when in reality we are the soul living within the body, and the body just a vessel that we are accompanying to experience life on the physical realm.
You know, you picked up on this shit quick. You've been already thinking about this, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think about life and death all the time. Because what is there else to think about? There's nothing else to think about except for life. And the opposite side of life, which people think is death. But really, death is just a decay stage. It's just a resting state. You die every time you go to sleep. You die every time you breathe in. But you breathe life back into you when you breathe out. Death is just a release.
Okay, yeah, okay. Now I'm for the fucking head up with this one. How do we become immortal? How do we become ignorant of the concept of death?
By being healthy and taking care of our bodies, of course.
I mean, yeah, that's one part of it. But what if I told you time is a major factor on how we view life? Time is something that everybody seems to be running out of. But what if we view time as infinity? What if we see time as just the present moment? What if we always inside the present moment and never think about the future? We only think about the present. Because when you're having fun, not thinking about the time fly by. If time passes you up, death passes you up. It takes time for things to die. It takes time for things to grow. But what if you right in the middle? You in a constant state of bliss, basically. Time equals death. Time is infinity. Time is infinite because time is constantly going. Life is constantly going. Since life is constantly going, there's no such thing as death. And since life is infinity and time is infinity, just think of time as life. Then you won't have no death.
Wow. So it's really all a matter of perspective. Instead of saying I'm running out of time, say you have all the time in the world. Because you do have all the time in the universe. You are time itself. So stop thinking of time as death and start thinking of it as life. Stop thinking about, oh, I have such and such amount of time to do this, and say, I have to do this in this amount of time, so I'm going to be doing this and not worrying about the time. It's all a perspective. Don't think about time. Think about what you're doing with your time.
Exactly. Just constantly be in the present and you're going to have all the time in the world.